Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and we're doing a little Minecraft with Botania, hanging out at the base, and I have to admit, I had fun with the random thing stuff, but there was one thing I forgot to point out, which is the magic bean. Well, there's also other beans, but we made the flue powder with the regular beans, but the magic bean is magic. And what do you do with magic beans? Well, you plant them. And they grow. They grow really tall. In fact, that should go all the way up to build height. So let's go ahead and head up. Speaking of up. And there it is. There it is all the way up here. Now, this little doodad here, this bean pod, has valuables in it. Now, if you're doing it where you've climbed up all the way from the bottom, I would put down a bunch of blocks around this and then break this. Are you breaking? Very slowly. And there's goodness that should come out of this. Let's see. Oh, silk touch. Silk touch. Yeah, all right, so let's come back down here. And we break that. It's all gone. Okay, let's go ahead and break this with my hand. And boom. All right, so regular beans, golden egg, cool. A bunch of just regular goodness here. This should lay a chicken that lays golden ingots. I believe that's what it does. Well, let's find out. Let's come down here, and now that any chicken that spawns will be trapped, it does. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this. Grab one of these summoning pendulums because they're very handy. Gotcha. And over here, I had 2 chickens, and they were laying all sorts of, eggs and whatnot over here. But, I've got plenty. So let's take him and plant him there. He should start laying for me golden eggs occasionally. All right, let's leave him a stack to do. I don't care. We'll just do. There's a lot of eggs in the hopper there. Anyway, so that will certainly work, and that's pretty cool. I had read about it, but I'd never seen that before. All right, let's put that away. I went 5,000 blocks to the jungle over there, and the biome scanner was exactly right. That's exactly where the jungle started, and I was mighty happy to see that. And let's get rid of these eggs. I don't need all these eggs here. And let's back away before the magnet picks them up. Okay. And I found 2 kitty cats and tamed them with some fish. I'll explain how I got the fish in a bit. And I decided, since they're Siamese cats, to name them. Now, Siam is where these cats are from, which is modern-day Thailand. So I decided this one is Pad Thai, and that one is Tom Kha Kai, which Pad Thai is that noodle dish that's really, really tasty. And it's the typical dish that I will order at a Thai place to kind of gauge how good the Thai place is. The Tom Kha Kai is it's a coconut-based soup. Sometimes, the kai means chicken, so it's got chicken in it, and it is really tasty and savory. That's my mom and Mrs. the DuckFarmer's favorite there, and they do the same thing. They will get the tonka and see how it is. And both of these dishes happen to use fish sauce, and fish sauce is this strange thing that is essential to Thai cooking. You gotta have fish sauce, which is, you take tiny little fishes like anchovies, you layer them with salt, and you let them sit for like a year, and they just slowly ferment and percolate, and then you squeeze out the juice, and you get this fish sauce, which is really rich, full of umami flavors, and it's essential for Thai cooking. Oh, it's really tasty. Now, these kitties, because of random things, actual additions, will poop out these balls of fur. And the cool things about that, here, let's just dump this crud off of them here. They will actually produce stuff. So, blip, 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 blip. We got a sand and 3 string. Well, that makes sense. The The ball of fur has some string in there, has some sand in there. Let's see what else we can get. Oh, this has been a very, very productive kitty. There we go. And let's see. Fish, another diamond, some vines, iron, more fish, a feather, sand, experience, more fish, leather, and string. Well, that's a diamond from all those. The rest of the stuff came from before. Okay, I'm going to do the last 32 here. If you have them either sitting on hoppers, or in this case, I've got a hopper hawk here that's collecting all their balls of fur, then you've got access to some pretty cool resources, especially very early game. So meat, planks, leather, fish, what's not to like, especially the diamonds. That's really cool. You guys keep making those balls of fur. I appreciate that. Thanks. What else was I going to show? Okay, so that's food, because, you know, yum tom kai, you know, tom kai is very delicious. And so it's pad thai. I went to one truck, and I love the other dishes they make, but the tom kai, not the tom kai, but the pad thai, just way too sweet. I just going, no, they didn't do it right. Now, it's supposed to have a little bit of sweet, but no, that was way too much. Okay, that should have produced for me, you go away, the Rune of Pride. That's a new rune. Oh, before we use that, I have planted a few, I think I did like 4 of these Spectre saplings, and now I think there's like 12 out there. Once I had a good number, I was pretty much guaranteed to at least break even, although I've gone down as far as 4 and is up to this 12 here, just because it's completely random. And if you take a look at what I've produced off of this, that's a lot of wood off of them, and all the saplings have gone back out there, but quite a good amount of ectoplasm. I did take 13 out of there to make these anchors, and so there's the Terror Blade. It is now anchored. So my Terror Blade, along with my Shatterer and my Spectre Sword and my Greater Band of Mana, Assembly Halo is easy to get. The Mana Mirror, I can make that again. Same with this. That one I want to anchor. My armor, things of that nature I've anchored. Oh, like my sack. Oh, definitely want that. Oh, sticks. The kitty cats gave me some sticks. Anyway, these are now soulbound to me, so if I die again, they stay on me. These I didn't care because they're already said that they're soulbound. I'm assuming they will stay with me, but I'm gonna avoid dying, because that would be bad. All right, so what am I wanting to make? Well, what I want to do is gather all this stuff, and you can see in the corner the orchid. And let's go ahead and grab, and we'll toss all this stuff in. Boop, 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 boop. And there's the orchid. I see what you did there. The orchid produces ores, and which is pretty darn cool. And I figured since I don't have any good way other than digging, I would go ahead and set this up. So this here is my Botania way of generating ores. And all the stuff you see here is the stuff that I need. These are the flowers that will work. This is optional. The glass is optional. The storage system is optional. That depends on how you want to do it. But I'm going to go with this way. So let's go ahead and grab... can I grab all the things? I might be able to... I can grab all the things. I'm missing one thing. There we go. Now I have grabbed all the things. I'm successful. Okay. So this is going to be my storage system here, and I want to put a frame on here and teach it that it's going to grab stone. Well, technically, it will grab everything but stone, but we have to teach the flowers how to do that. So from here, let's go ahead and grab some random blocks. It really doesn't matter what the random... I gotta remember to crouch click on those. It doesn't really matter what the random block is, but you are going to need some of these. And let's see, break those two. Okay, so I need these two like this, and that one is just there so I can put a dropper behind it. Now, I had a dropper from random things, and I'm going to change it from eject continuously while powered to eject when pulsed. If I had built just a regular dropper, that would work just the same as well. But I didn't. I had one of those, and I said, I'll just use this, because why not? All right, so I'm going to make this little L shape here, and we're going to put a piston here, and then 2 blocks away from the piston. Piston failure. All right, so 2 blocks away from the piston, I'm going to put this obsidian right there. Okay, now you can come back, and you can come back. Okay, so what I want now is I'm going to put some other block here. It really doesn't matter. I need another random block. Hey, random block. Let's go ahead and put you there, and you underneath. There. Okay, come back, random block. Okay, so the idea is that these two need to be something that's nowhere near in this area, and iron blocks, there's nothing near. These also need to be something that's not stone. It can be anything else, but just not stone. Now, speaking of stone, let's go ahead and put that right there and that right there. So stone will go into this iron dropper, which is very cool. All right, now the next thing we need is, let's put a few of the flowers down. Let's grab these flowers. So this is the hopper huck, and he'll go on top of this, and he's got quite a large range, but the way that he's set, I need my wand. He is set to only pick up items in frames. So he is only going to pick up stone. So his large range isn't that big of a deal. But I do want a regular hopper hawk here. I do also want an infestation spore, because that's going to tell it to be a little slow in picking stuff up. Because this is going to be spitting out stone, and I want to make sure that the hopper hawk doesn't pick it up first, because this bad boy, the Ranuncarpus, this places items in the world, and this is a petite, and I've got that already over here. You can't see it, it's underneath there. That's what puts the saplings on top of my wood, and the petite is perfect for this. I could go bigger, but I really don't need to. So I already had the petite, so I went with it. The other thing I need is something to pick up the not stone. And so this, I need to switch to this, and now this will pick up only items. Whoa, this will only pick up items not in frames. So anything that's not stone will now be picked up by this petite. Now, that's a little bit too petite. It needs to be something bigger. But next, we need a pulse mana spreader. This has to be a pulse mana spreader. You don't want just a regular one. And then let's put a mana pool here, and let's put a mana pool against this one too. Doink. That way, this has something to shoot into. In fact, let's go ahead and actually. Oops, nope. Bind mode. Let's make sure that it actually is pointing to the mana pool. Now, here's the basic idea that this is going to. Oh, we need a timer system, and this. So we're going to have a hourglass here with some little redstone. So this is going to pulse, which will fire off the piston in a short push of whatever's in front of it. It'll fire out a stone block out of here, which the Ranuncarpus is going to pick up, and it's going to place on whatever is below it. And since this iron block is below it, it'll happily put the stone here, which the orchid will go ahead and put. It'll convert stone into ores, and then the pulse. The next time the pulse comes around, the redstone will push this ore out to here, and there'll be a pulse from the mana spreader right through that ore, which will do absolutely nothing. Because we need to go over here and grab this little doolywhacker. This is the weight lens, and that makes anything that it hits fall down like sand and gravel. It just gives it gravity, is what it'll do. And so let's go ahead and grab these. It's going to fall down, and if we just had a regular block here like this grass, it would just fall on top of that, which is not going to be helpful. But if we put a half slab, and it doesn't matter what type of half slab you put here, this half slab will make it pop up as an entity as opposed to popping up as a solid block. And then, because it's an entity, this little hopper hawk will pick it up and toss it into there because it's not stone. All right, and then this glass is completely and totally, that's just bogus. You know, you don't need that there. I like having it there. I'm also going to put one glass right there. There, optional. Just this way, the dropper, if you're using a vanilla dropper, it kind of shoots it in all sorts of random directions. And this way it forces it to stay in that little spot just to be extra tidy. And this also forces the stuff to drop down there and be nice and tidy. And we'll put one right there too. That gives us the full 8 used. So it doesn't fly out anywhere. It's confined right in there. Now I am going to go ahead and bind this guy to here. And this guy is bound to, actually it really doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and bind him to that one too. And this guy doesn't need to be bound to anything because he doesn't need a bigger radius. Now, stuff that's completely optional. Storage system. I don't care how you do your storage. You can put it in a single crate like this. You can import it into whatever. That's completely optional. And you have 5 places where you can put the storage on this location. You've got the hopper hawk here, so you could put it to the left, to the right, above, below, and in front. So that's a lot of storage if you want. Or if this were being sucked up by, you know, AE2 or refined storage or a whole bunch of double chests with hoppers to move things around, I don't care. The other thing that's kind of up to you is how to get mana here. This is what's going to be charging everything. And for me, I'm going to go with a spark here. And if we hit this, boink, you can see it's connected to a bunch of pools. So I'm going to go ahead and make it a dominant. So it's just going to, you can see that mana racing in here. It's going to just go ahead and suck up all the mana from all of these pools, plus that guy there, and I think it also reached over to a couple of the other pools up there, which is just fine. There's plenty of mana here. Now, the last thing that's also optional, but I think is a good idea, is to be able to turn things off. And so I'm going to put a I'm going to put a lever right there that is going to go ahead and I can turn that on. That powers this on, and that will prevent pulses from spitting out stone. This one here will continue to fire, and the piston here will also prevent anything from being placed. But the mana spreader will continue to fire. As near as I can tell, when I was playing with this in creative, no mana ever went here. And I maybe it's the lens thing. I don't know. But I figure I've got enough mana to burn, so that's not a problem. But let's go ahead and turn that off. I need some stone, so let's go ahead and grab some stacks of stone. Oh, he's active there. All right, let's go ahead and grab 2 stacks of stone to be... Oh, and I need a bit of grass, just because it's pretty. Because I haven't done anything with the orchid, have I yet? No, I haven't. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some stone into here, and timing, this is going to send out a pulse, and I'm going to say 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a pretty good amount. You can get away with less, but 10 seconds is what I'm looking for. That's got a good range. This has got a slightly bigger range because it's now bound to mana. Oh, I completely lied. It did pick up. Okay, I'm going to put like a spark here with a submissive, and that should push it over there. Oh, let's get my magnet off. And you can see every time it pulses, it pushes and drops that over. And then if we look down there, yep, it just got vacuumed up. Let's come over here and watch it again. This should spit out. This get pushed forward, dropped, and the one over here gets sucked up and put right there. So this process is working. This is cycling the stone through. And if the orchid for some reason is slow, it's okay. It's or completely out of mana, you know, that doesn't matter. This will just continue to push stone around and it'll pick up on that, and that's just okay. So we need the orchid, and I want it here. So I'm going to put a grass block here. And does it have to be a floating flower? No, it doesn't. I'm specifically not using a floating flower here, but I will put a lever here, and that's one of the reasons why I would have a block here of any type anyway, even if it were a floating orchid, because this way you can turn the orchid process off. So if we put that on there, ooh, maybe this is sucking up mana from there first. Where are you bound? You are bound to that one. No, you should be bound over here where there's lots of mana. Okay, and yeah, he's got plenty of mana in him right now. All right, this guy here has a 11 by 11 centered on it range where any stone, like the stone sitting there that's getting pushed along, it will turn into ore if it has 1, no redstone signal, and 2, mana. That's why I pushed it just a little bit out, because I have some stone in my walls and I don't want it to be turned into ore. So let's turn that off. Boom. And there's iron ore. And if we pop up a little bit, push, and that got picked up, and that should show up in here. Iron ore. Isn't that cool? That is pretty slick. Oh, gold. I got some gold. I don't need iron anymore because, you know, hello, I've got an iron farm up there that works really well. I don't need coal. Unfortunately, I've got lots of coal, and that's going to be very, very common. But diamonds and emeralds, those would be nice to have. The gold would also be nice to have, and it's something fun to do. This is a pretty cool, tight little setup, and it's just going to go ahead and run like gangbusters. And the mana over here, since it's all connected up, the mana is going to get slowly sucked out of here as it's filling up here, which fills up there, which goes over there. So I've got plenty of mana to burn to process this, and it's going to get me a bunch of ores. Yep, see, right there. Iron, gold, lots of coal. You'll get the ores in kind of the order or the rarity that they come in. So diamonds and emeralds are going to be pretty rare. Redstone and lapis, not as rare. Iron and coal is number one. You're going to get tons of coal doing with this. Makes me think, you know, I was naughty during the year and Santa's giving me coal or something. But nope, there you go. That is a mana only, well, a Botania only way of generating ores. Now, there is a little bit of extra redstone, you know, redstone, and storage. This happens to be actual additions, but you could have anything here. You could actually use Botania to funnel off to other places, but I'm not ready to do that yet. But I like this. I like how this works. I just wish I had a sound muffler to get rid of that sound. One of the things I did do is I came into my options, sound and music, and I dropped my blocks way low. Put it up high. That's loud. That's really loud. And so I'm thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and have that down to 20. That's 19's good, close enough. And that works. That works like a champ. Alrighty. I like that little setup. And the problem is, I don't know whether it's something I found from somebody or it's something I designed, because I used it 2 years ago? Something like that, when I was using Botania to produce ores. And it's such a slick thing, I had to look up how exactly I did it so I could make sure I was doing it right. And it's fun. Maybe if you've seen other people do something like this, maybe, that's the source of where I got this. I seem to recall I just kind of put this together, figured out what it was, and did it, but I don't remember. So I can't fully claim credit in case I didn't do it. But I think I did. Anyway, this has been Grok the DuckFarmer here, doing a little Minecraft with Botania and making all the ores. Ooh, more gold. And thanks for watching. Bye.